And welcome to My Xbox and Me episode. Oh God, we spoke about it earlier. 428. Okay, Despawn. If you're gonna change it at the top, you have to change it in the actual top as well, because that's where I look. Come on, come
I
on.
did.
No,
I,
that's not what he's
I
talking
no,
about.
it's not. No, there's two spots. There's two spots. I'm one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Mr. Paul Despawn. How are you?
I changed the number. I changed the
Yeah,
damn number.
you changed one of the
Can't
numbers.
here's where you messed up, Despawn. You can't satisfy Fix.
I'm
Fix will
getting that
always
feeling.
find something.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it? And the one and only Two Fresh Chris. Is that how you both really feel?
I'm
Am,
indifferent
am I
to
am
the
I
entire
am
thing.
I unpleasable? Is that true? Be honest. Am
How you
I a
doing,
slave
Crash?
driving boss that's unpleasable? No, give me the answers.
Are you a
Crash?
slave driving? But I don't view you as a boss, so like that
No.
statement can't be true.
You
Yeah.
don't view me as your boss?
No. Bosses pay me. No.
Oh yeah, where's my paycheck? I've been waiting for.
Do you know what? I guess Haley is getting an Assassin's Creed Mirage code, then isn't she?
Wow.
Boys, how are you both? Everyone doing well?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. You?
Good. I'm tired. I'm very
Aw.
tired. I sound tired a lot. I don't know if I sound tired on the podcast a lot. I can't
No.
think. I don't know. I
don't
don't think
think
I do.
so.
I don't think I do. I try and keep my energy high. I'll be honest with you this week. I'm tired. I am very, very tired. I've literally come back from a UB stream, which we'll talk about later, and what's in our box, what I've been playing. And anytime I have to leave the house, it's never a good day for me.
Feel
I'll be
that.
honest. I don't like it. I don't like leaving the house anymore. Some people can relate. I'm seeing a lot of people getting forced back into the office as well now. And I'm like, suckers. Sucks to be you guys. I work from home full time. Oh yeah. If you didn't know, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, right here on youtube.com/My Xbox and Me and podcast services. If you want the show early, kind of, head over to patreon.com/mcfixer. Support us financially. It helps every little bit. If you have the means, please consider supporting. We try and keep the show ad-free, and that is the only way to sort of help us monetary wise. And if we ever make a load of money, maybe Crash and Despawn will get rich.
I will start calling Fix our boss.
Yeah. I'm gonna start calling Fix our boss.
I'm already your boss, let's be honest. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are doing a lot more work over there, a lot more live streams and things like that. Despawn helping with the video editing as well, so the podcast looks way better than it used to look. So please do consider hitting the subscribe button over there. Big shout out to our Patreon producer Erengard this week. We do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Topic of the show: a little bit of sad news right now in the industry, if we're being totally honest. This one just broke literally hours before us recording today. Epic lays off 16% of its staff. This is coming out of, I saw it on Twitter from Bloomberg, every outlet sort of reported on it. It's looking around 16% of Epic's employees have been laid off, boys, which I guess to me comes at quite a big surprise. I get, obviously Fortnite isn't where it was once upon a time. Let's be totally honest. Like, it's not in that same, you don't speak about it in that same zeitgeist and things like that, right? But it's clearly still doing well enough, and making them enough money. I kind of just assumed Epic would start working on some more IP and things would keep ticking over, and things were going to go okay at Epic. Obviously, they've got Epic Games launcher now. They're using a lot of money to build that up in terms of like the quote unquote. No, those are actually not even quote unquote. Those are in terms of the free games that you get every month, like as if you got games with gold or which is gone now, but PlayStation Plus, that sort of subscription thing without the subscription. Yeah, what do you make of all of this? What do you make of Epic laying off 16%? It's a large amount of people. I don't think we have like confirmed numbers yet of the exact amount, do we?
I
No,
think I
yeah,
saw it was around 900 people, which is like you say.
no,
a
no,
lot.
it is. Yeah, it's the 16% is accurate because that's from an Epic, from a statement from Epic. I think it's 800 something, like the high
Mhm.
800s if I'm not
Oh, yeah.
mistaken. But yeah, in their statement they say that part of it is not having the growth and obviously not being as big as they used to, and then also a bigger push towards their creator program where they split revenue shares with creators and stuff like that. so it doesn't bring in as much money.
Which makes sense. I guess it's the right thing. The whole creator fund thing is to do with the maps that are being made and the other assets and things like that, right? That could now be made in, is it in Fortnite? That's where
Yeah,
all that
Yeah,
comes
there's a
from,
Fortnite
right?
builder, and I think they're also referring to obviously using Epic codes as well. So there's revenue splits there as well.
yeah.
Is that enough to? I I guess it's a hard one, right? Because the pessimist in me goes, yeah, they could have still afforded to keep people on, but the businessman in me also understands that the bottom line will come in, projections will come in, and you'll go, okay, well, we have to trim some quote unquote fat, is what people would say, right? And that unfortunately is 800 plus people's jobs, which sucks,
Yeah.
which absolutely sucks. Is the gravy bowl, I was gonna say, I was gonna say gravy bowl, but that doesn't quite work. Has the
Gravy
bubble
train?
exploded on Epic now in terms of Fortnite and all that revenue, or do you think they do something to have another comeback?
I don't.
Go.
I wouldn't say that it's exploded. I think it like Fortnite has plateaued for sure. Like I don't think it'll be going. It'll fluctuate a little bit. Obviously, like certain seasons it'll go a little bit higher and whatnot. But I think exploded is probably like a poor way to put it. But I don't know, because making another game that's successful and as big of a hit as Fortnite, I think is almost impossible. You can't like recreate something like Fortnite.
Absolutely. Well,
Success
they
at least.
well,
They didn't.
Fortnite, they even Fortnite wasn't Fortnite when they launched Fortnite. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. So,
Yeah.
um, which is absolutely hilarious. I mean, what was the last big Epic game before
Gears
Fortnite
of War.
became where it was? It was Gears, right? And they don't own Gears anymore. They
Yeah.
ended up selling that IP to Xbox.
Yeah, the Unreal series, like Unreal Tournament, which is very old at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. The thing that's like looking through this announcement, I think something that's been missed off is not just the gaming side, but obviously I think it was last year they bought Bandcamp,
Yep.
which is huge for independent artists. And the fact that it looks like they're going to be, it says here they're divesting it, which basically means they're going to look at selling it off and stripping that back, which is quite sad because yeah, Bandcamp is fantastic. I love it. I'm not familiar with Super Awesome. I don't know if you guys are.
No, I ain't got a clue.
No.
No clue
But
on that one.
wasn't Bandcamp always like a money drain in terms of like it didn't make money, if I'm not mistaken, about Bandcamp?
Yes and no. I mean, it depends who you ask, but I do remember that their overheads were like not quite covered by the profit margins from taking a percentage, because it is quite easy to just set up a store on Bandcamp and just make a fair bit of money out of it. There's only like basic hosting costs, as it were. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, in regards to your question, is the bubble burst on Epic? I think this is more of a wider like sign of just gaming industry in general. I think we've been seeing like a massive boom at the moment. I think everyone's coming. I hate to keep using like it as an example, but COVID. I think everyone's come off that massive boom from everyone being at home and spending more time and effort on like recreational stuff. Obviously, cost of living crisis. A lot of people are not spending as much on those skins. So yeah, I think I don't see them ever getting back to the heyday that they had. I hope that they get to a point where they don't have to keep laying people off every 6 months, because it's never good to see. But
I can see more coming in the
Yeah, oh,
future. If I'm
100%.
being totally honest.
yeah. I think we got another
Yeah.
announcement of somebody else got laid off today as well.
Yeah, we'll get into that a bit later.
Yeah.
It's just the industry as a whole. I think you're right. I think it is the big explosion of COVID, and I think sometimes maybe that's a me thing, but sometimes when I think of COVID, I think COVID is a year, and it wasn't a year. It was
It's like
many
3,
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was many years, and I think sometimes I forget that. And now we're starting to see. I mean, there's still a lot of money being made in the games industry. Obviously, it still makes more money than music and film put together, if I'm not mistaken. Which is crazy. But yeah, I do agree with you. It's battle royales as a whole have kind of slowed down, To be honest with you, I
Yeah.
feel like we've
Yeah.
had that pendulum has swung the other way again with games like Counter-Strike 2 and many more that have come out where you're like, oh yeah, battle royales have just not the in thing
Mhm.
right now. The way there was obviously during COVID and just before that as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Again, my thoughts go out to anyone who was laid off. I hope that Epic can do something to help people find new homes.
Yeah.
A lot of game companies nowadays try their best to, but obviously it doesn't always work for everybody. And yeah, I hope everyone who can find a new job in the industry that we all love so much. So yeah. Podcast reviews, Kresh, do we have any on your side? I'm scared to even check my side. It just depresses me, Kresh, if I'm honest.
I'm gonna predict no.
I'm gonna predict no as well.
I'd be
Which you
happy
know,
to be wrong, but
yeah, I can confirm no. Big no from me. Big no on my side.
Guys, what
UK,
are you
you're
doing
letting
out
me
there?
down, man. You're letting me down. I know for a fact that every person listening hasn't reviewed us on iTunes if they've got an iPhone. I know for a fact. I see the numbers. I know for a fact that you can leave a review, people in the UK. Crash, you got one?
no.
Well, I expected
America let
that
me
though.
down.
I expected that
I
from
expect
America.
that from you.
From America, I
America,
expected
what
that.
the hell?
From the UK, you expected.
I expect better from the UK.
Exactly,
Oh.
exactly. Well,
That's fair,
let's
that's
jump
fair.
into what's been in our box. I'll kick off with a couple of games I've been playing. Obviously played more EAFC. I'm probably up to around 15 to 20 hours now of playing the game. Really enjoying it still. I'm finally winning some matches in Ultimate Team, which is nice because I was getting my teeth kicked in early games there. It was painful to play and probably watch from anyone watching me. Yeah, I'm having a great time with it. I will say this now. First time probably in 5 years, and this tells you how much I'm enjoying it. I've put money into the game.
I was there when it happened.
So I go on.
I can't believe this.
So,
Put money
yeah.
into a game.
So I'll give you the rundown. So a viewer of mine donated £45 for me to buy some FIFA points and open some packs. And I said to make it to obviously I was very grateful for that, but I said I'd match that as well so we can get the maximum amount of FIFA points. I will go out and say I got this game from EA, so technically I have not even covered the cost of the game yet. So again, I know I'm in a privileged position and things like that. So I put £40 in. I think I put £40 in, and yeah, so made £5 profit. Suck it, Jay. That's who donated the money. But yeah, enjoying it, man. Enjoying it. I did open a £30 pack, which to me is nuts. Like
How many?
That's a thing. Wow.
the fact
how
that
mu-
that's a no, that's not the problem. The problem with me isn't not that's a thing. The fact that that's a thing this early on in Ultimate Team is nuts.
Mhm.
What comes in the 30? Is it just more characters and stuff like that, or is it better
Characters.
Characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
So
Footballers.
yeah, so there was a couple, but the £30 one I believe was like FIFA's all done on ratings, right? So like the whole point of opening these packs is to get the highest rated cards, right? This pack was a player pack which had like I think it was like 30 different cards with guaranteed. I think it was like 3 guaranteed plus 30. I think it was kind of low. The rating was like 31, something like that, guaranteed. Which I ended up getting good cards from it, by the way. But that and then a bunch of the other cards you use for your SBCs, which is where you're swapping. You've got like these objectives of different teams. You swap the cards in and that, and you get other packs for it. So it's what we call fodder in Ultimate Team, right? You want all these card fodder so you can do the SBCs to get better cards and better packs and things like that. So I ended up packing Earps, which is the best female goalkeeper on the game. Cristiano Ronaldo, which you all will know who Cristiano Ronaldo is. Stop it. Both of you, stop it. And then I also got some loan cards in those packs as well, which they worked out for me because I needed a right back. So I got like a lone Lam icon player, which is like the best cards in the game are icons. I ended up getting him for like 25 games or something like that. So yeah, I mean, the question got asked on chat was like, well, was that worth it? And I was like, for content, yes, it was worth it. To the everyday consumer, absolutely not. Like, I don't agree with £30 packs. Like, paying £30 on top of the £80 you would have paid for the $89.99, I think it was, for the Ultimate Edition of the game is crazy. It's absolutely mental, and you can see why EA want to keep this mode going for as long as possible and not touch it and not do anything else when it comes to career mode and things like that. Which I am yet to actually play career mode, so I shouldn't be too harsh on it until I've actually played it for myself. I played a little bit of Pro Clubs mode. I did a couple of drop-in matches with Jetty, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game a lot still. So that's all I say. I don't plan on putting... No, that's a lie. I plan on putting £40 more in to cover the cost of what I would have paid for the game. And that would be my lot. I wouldn't be putting any more in, which I think is fair. It's similar to me when it comes to like when I get given codes for games and then I usually don't reach out for DLCs. I'm sure I could, but I actually don't. I just end up buying the DLC usually. So unless it's like an absolutely huge expansion or something like that and I want early access to it. Like the Resident Evil DLC. I got Resident Evil 4 sent to me by Capcom. I ended up just paying the $7.99 to get the separate ways, which I'm still yet to pay, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But something else I did play. I played today, Riders Republic. They had their new Season 8 update. Full transparency, I know, boring. I'm paid to play this game, yada, yada, yada. I work for Ubisoft, you get it. Time. Season 8, obviously, they've added skateboarding into Riders Republic now. I actually really like Riders Republic. The more I play of the game, the more I see the fun qualities about it. Yeah. Now, that being said, I get to sit there and play it for 3 hours, instant. Not as, it wouldn't be my game that I go to every single night and I'm going to get addicted to it. When I play these games in these very small, concise 3-hour slots of like getting to do the mass races or doing the skateboard events and things like that, I have a great time with it. Now, if I had paid £70 for it and this was the only game I was playing, probably would review it a little bit different. So please try and keep that in mind when you hear me talk about it. But yeah, Season 8, a lot of fun. They've got the X Games in it. They had a Vans event that I did today. There's a bunch of customization in there as well. It's just an overall good game. Now, do I think it will be as good as Skate? Absolutely not. It's definitely a update to a already amazing sports. What do you call those type of sports?
Extreme sports.
Like extreme, I guess. Well, I guess we'll go with that. Yeah, extreme sports. Like it's a good addition to everything else they have there, and it's kind of weird that it wasn't earlier, if we're being honest. Skateboarding to me seems like it should have come before, I don't know, probably snowmobiles and things like that personally, but that's just me.
I think the problem with adding skateboarding too early would have been there's easy comparison points for skateboarding. Mm-hmm. So if that's one of your first ones, it's like, oh, it doesn't feel as good as Skate or whatever other Tony Hawk games.
So that's a great point to bring up, right? Like, does it feel as good as a Tony Hawk? Does it feel as good as a Skate? I've played both of those titles a long time ago now, obviously. I think, to me, again, I'm not the most qualified person to say this, because, again, I'm not the skateboard guy, but from a casual point of view of playing those type of games, to me, it feels just as good. Like, I don't think that I'm maybe not as good as Skate. Let me be honest. Maybe not as good as Skate. Because Skate, to me, has a very specific feel to me. Yeah. Even when you are moving the skateboard around with your feet and moving that analog stick and things like that. I remember playing Skate for the first time. Skate 2 even better. And I borrowed them from Haley's brother. And I was like, I don't know if I even care for this game. I played and I was like, wow, this game's special. Like, this game is special. So it probably doesn't feel as good as Skate, but it's not meant to, I don't think. I think it's a very different audience, where Tony Hawk for me is an arcadey skateboarding game. Yeah. And that's exactly what the update for Riders is. So yeah, man, it's definitely fun. Definitely enjoyed playing that. And then lastly is a game we all played, so I'll kind of transition to you both afterwards. But I played some Party Animals with both of you. I also played it with a group of friends as well. So probably put in, I don't know, I put 3 hours there. Probably about 5 hours into Party Animals now. What a fantastic game. In my opinion, it is the only thing that would make Party Animals better is if they just adopted Mario Party. If they did the update for it, that was a Mario Party board with I don't give a crap what the trophy system is in terms of like the
Mm.
stars, and they added that and added more games. If they could do somehow that it's just still Mario Party and just add. That's the only thing I don't like about it right now. I don't like the way you go into matches. I
Yeah.
don't feel rewarded enough when winning something. Even in Fall Guys, I feel more accomplished when I win because of the whole trophy system and things like that. Winning a trophy, I mean. That's my only gripe with the game. Its mini games are fun and stupid, and again, we only played a small sample of them in the 2 hours we played. But I don't get that same excitement for winning as I do in a Fall Guys or a Mario Party. I know they're not the same game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That same response to winning in that game.
I think the time in and out of a match would make it a little bit too difficult to even mimic that. So I get what you're saying, like make it a Mario Party type of thing, because the games are too short for it to ever match up to something like a Fall Guys where you're fighting against 99 other people. I think Fall Guys is 100 people, right?
No, I think it's less than that.
It's less.
It's 100?
No, I think it might be 60.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
60 people, yeah. And then Mario Party games last for
Okay.
anywhere from
Wow.
half an hour
Yeah.
to an hour plus, you know.
Yeah.
Where this is literally jump in, you'll play a match for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then you get out. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I will say I wish when you queued up with 4 people, they made a bigger emphasis of putting you into 4-player game modes as opposed to the 2-player ones, because we got a lot of those, and those can be fun when you know, when we're trying to, me and Despawn are a team and we're trying to mess up Fix. You know, those moments can be fun.
Yeah.
But I do wish we got more of those 4v4 moments, because those I think were probably my favorite.
Yeah, so we did the hockey game, we did the NFL. No, we did the hockey. We did NFL, football. I think those were the only 2 we
the
actually
candy
did.
one.
The candy one, yeah.
Oh yeah,
the
the candy one, the collecting the candy.
We did that against AI.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't do that like in an actual match.
No. I'd agree with you guys. Like, I think give it like a tournament style, or make it specific. Like if you are a 4-player team loading in, only give you matchups with other 4 players. I do like that you can create private lobbies if you get like a bunch of people. But yeah, I feel like it is very drop in, drop out to its own detriment sometimes. Like I say, the matches themselves are a ton of fun, and when you manage to knock someone halfway across the map with a shovel, it's hilarious. Or if you get knocked out and you start firing bombs at people and take out the enemy team that way, it's great. Just those little moments feel fantastic. But the wider, like, it doesn't feel like you're like accomplishing anything, which granted, in every game you don't need to be accomplishing stuff, but this definitely has the feeling that like it would add something extra if it had accomplishments at the end of it.
I don't even feel like the battle pass system is very good either. Like there's a battle pass system in there. I feel like the fact there's 2 different currencies is confusing. Of like, oh, I've got these cookies. You can, because there's a thing you can do where you convert your money into the cookies, and I did that by accident, and then was like, oh, I can't even use these cookies right now. And it was like, there's clearly thought been put into this, but in a game like this, I feel like it needs to be very simplistic, like Fall Guys is, which is very much go in, win, you're rewarded for winning, you progress in the battle pass. Even if you want to keep the whole egg like thing there, I don't think that's a bad idea for the way you get costumes and things like that. I don't think that's a bad, but just keep it simple. Like 1 currency, you come out, you win, you got the currency. You're like that's all it needs. And then, like I say, something, I don't know what exactly it needs, but it needs something that makes me want to win in a way. Like I don't know. I know it sounds like a probably stupid thing to say, but like the fun isn't enough in a way. Like it is enough. Like if I don't think the time will ever come where someone will message me and say, "Yo, we're playing Party Animals. Do you want to play?" And I'm gonna go, "Nah, I'm good." But I can't sit here and play that game solo and grind wins out the way I can in. I could, but it just doesn't feel the same the way you can in Fall Guys and other games like it.
Have you ever grinded out wins in Fall Guys solo?
No, I've never grinded it, but I have played it solo because it was a fun game to play solo. And I just don't see myself ever playing Fall Guys, Party Animals, solo, ever. Like, I don't think there's ever gonna be a day that like to me, it's one of those games that like that game can instantly put you in a good mood.
Mhm.
But I need a co-op partner to do that because every match is very 2v2. It is very team based, things like that. Where I feel like I don't mind when my teammate hits me when we're in a Discord call together and it's Despawn or you, but when it's some random person that I'm playing with, and the objective is I'm sitting here playing it to grind out wins, cut up my battle pass or whatever, and then they're being stupid. It's like that's going to annoy me more than it is going to be funny to me because I don't know who this person is.
I get you. I know where you're coming from.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, no, I get the point you're making. It's like if you've noted it in Fall Guys, why was doing this? I'd like the option.
Yeah,
and right now I don't have the option.
I don't think that's the point of the game, though. I think it is very much a co-op game, like play with your friends, not like try and grind it out and grind for those wins sort of situation.
I agree. I wish there was an option for it as well because I don't think it doesn't have to be. In my opinion, this could be a fun game without it being one or the other. Like it succeeds in what it was trying to achieve, right? With being a fun game for you and 4 other friends to jump in and play together. And like every mini game I played, none of them were bad. I didn't play a single one of the games and I went, I hate this. Some of them I like more than others, but none of them are bad. I think like my least favorite one is probably there's like a log map and the map is always moving and you get knocked off into these waterfalls and that's probably my least favorite one. But again, I guess the main thing I'm hoping for one day is a solo mode where it is just a case of like they figure out how to do more games, which it will get updates. It will definitely get more games. Let's be honest. But like every single one of the fighting ones could be single player, but they're not. They're all duos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So rather than sticking a team, it's just free for all.
Exactly.
I don't know if we just didn't touch it, but I'm sure there is like a free for all mode.
Maybe I just missed it then.
Yeah, maybe because we were playing co-op. Yeah.
Have you tried playing solo fix?
No, because again, no, because I can only go off of what I've seen, right?
Yeah.
So I've watched streamers who have been put together with other co-op people.
God, okay.
And they've been annoyed. So maybe there is a level of assumption here, which again, I don't claim to be no journalist. I don't claim to be perfect. This is just my opinion on whatever I've played and the way I've experienced something, right? No, I haven't. But again, I still don't like the progression system either way, because I still think it's just not fun. Whether I get a solo win or a duo win with you, I don't feel winning's fun because me and you make it fun, not because the game makes it fun for me to win.
I think that's fair, but I also think that's by design.
Maybe
I don't think the end goal for this game is for you to have fun by winning. I think their goal was like have fun playing the game, which I think the game very
which
much
it does.
succeeds.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else to add? I know all of us played Party Animals. Anyone got anything they want to say about it other than what we've spoken about?
Team Husky forever. Just saying that.
Team Husky forever, eh?
Team Husky forever.
Despawn, we'll go to you then, my friend. What have you been playing this week?
Not a lot. Mainly because just been busy with other work and stuff. But I did get a bit more time in Sea of Stars. Still amazing. Still loving it. Still very much a me-ass game. So I've just made it to the Wizards Orb area. I don't know how to not spoil it. Basically, you first meet pirates.
And got it. Okay.
Send you off on a mission. So I've just got to that mission.
That's the demo portion of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so I'm still in the demo area. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still
the whole beginning of the game is not part of the demo. The demo is literally the section you're at right now. Literally.
All right, fair enough. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, ton of fun. Still loving it. Still think the combat does something really cool and unique. The way that everyone has unique special moves. And you can like boost them in special ways. Like there is depending on one of the two main characters that you choose. I mean, you get to use them both, but one of them does a fireball, which you can power up and let it off at a specific moment to get like the ultimate like attack damage. And then there's another one that fires a kind of boomerang attack, which then you can parry and do multiple, like bounce it back for multiple attacks, which is really cool. And then yeah, but no, ton of fun, loving it. I'm very excited to get even further in and see what some more of the abilities that I can unlock are and the combo system and things like that. So yeah, no, having a lot of fun with that one.
To be fair, I just looked at the how long to beat on the Game Pass app, which I love they added, by the way.
Mhm.
27 hours main story, so
Yeah.
not even that bad for this style of game. Usually
Yeah.
expecting a lot longer. Completionist is looking at 40 hours, so not bad at all.
Yeah,
Not bad at all.
I could definitely see me finishing it as well. Like I know, like with a lot of games, it's like I'll jump in, play a bit, give an opinion, and move on to the next thing. This one I
Yeah.
could definitely see being one of those things where it's really good for drop in, drop out. So like if I've got like an hour and I just want to jump into something, the save system is pretty good. That like pretty much every main area you go into, there's a good couple of save points in there. But yeah, definitely worth checking out if you are an RPG fan. Especially like, and the combat is, well, it plays like a turn-based RPG. It does feel a bit more like middle ground to it.
Yeah. Having the ability to choose like whose turn is next, I think is
Yeah.
actually very nice in the game. It gives
Yeah.
you more of like a strategic element as well with
Yeah.
the different enemies, especially when you get to when you start fighting, which I guess you start fighting them right away with the enemies that do their special moves, and then you have to hit them with certain damage types to counteract those.
Yeah.
I think a
So-
lot of the systems layered up make for a very, very fun combat system.
Yeah, I think, and it comes in a really good effect in the boss fights as well. I think balancing like attacking the boss, and a lot of them have like little minion for you to attack as well. And I think having that balance between like making sure you're hitting the right attacks on the right enemies and balancing your MP and your standard attacks, because with the way it works is you regain magic points from doing standard attacks, so that you can then use your special abilities. And special abilities will sometimes stagger enemies if they're like building up for a massive attack. So you can, it's a really good balancing act between all those, but it makes it really simple to understand what's going on. Like it is very on screen, like you need to do these attacks in this many turns, otherwise you're going to get hit with a special attack. So it's really good in telling you how to balance those different elements. I just unlocked a mini game as well, which I could see me putting hours into.
Oh, the
Wheels.
the little chess type of
Mhm.
one thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun mini game. To be fair, I
It's
wasn't
a great
expecting it when
minigame.
I played it.
I just
Yeah.
won my first champion game, so I'm very excited. I just unlocked an archer, so yeah, it's very good. But no, definitely recommend it. Jump in. It's on Game Pass, so you're not missing anything by checking it out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Crash, what have you been playing, my dude?
I started the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty expansion.
I'm
I did
hearing
the-
amazing things.
I did the first mission and it was very, very, very good. You can already tell not just the quality jump in what they've done, but how much they learned in doing a first person action narrative story, because they've mainly done third person ones, and there seems to be like more cinematography and interactivity in that first person aspect, which I thought was really dope. It 100%, once I got done with that first mission, it's a pretty lengthy mission, I stopped playing the expansion. I'm like, I'm gonna do the rest of the game, because if there's any special stuff you unlock in the expansion narrative wise, I'm so invested that I want every possible outcome based on the rest of the game.
Have
in the
you
expansion.
have you not played Cyberpunk before then?
I have, but I started a new
Okay.
character.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so I want to clean. I started a new character because I wanted to interact with like the combat system and everything. So I was like,
Yeah.
I thought I would just jump into the expansion, but now I'm 100% invested. I'm doing everything before I jump into the rest of the
Yeah.
expansion.
I think that's going to be my plan. So I'm planning on starting it on Sunday on stream, and I think because I played, I want to say like about 100 hours of the base game. I put a lot of time. I'd really enjoyed this game. But yeah, so I'm very excited to jump in with 2.0, all the new systems, and check them out. And yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the DLC. I'm very excited.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The last game I forgot to mention, by the way, was Baldur's Gate. I kind of said it in the Discord. If you're not in there, you should definitely jump in the my Xbox and me Discord. But I'm pretty much happy to confirm I've only played about 10 hours so far on this new campaign. But it's probably going to be my game of the year. We spoke about. I forgot we spoke about on the live stream, which you guys should definitely check out if you haven't. But yeah, didn't talk about on the podcast. Honestly, Baldur's Gate 3 is such a special game. Like, it's ridiculous in how much I love it. I can't, again, I've been covering games now for a really long time. Obviously, I've been in the industry a really long time. The last game that got me as excited as this as when I want to play this is Resident Evil 2. Obviously, for obvious reasons, that being my favorite game of all time. I am so annoyed at myself for playing this through with Haley. Like, it is.
Damn it, Haley.
It's no, because I generally just want to sit there and I want to become the Cartman meme in a way where it's just me sat in my underwear, just literally just for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's mine, you know.
Mhm.
And again, and maybe that's why I'm enjoying it a little bit more as well, because I'm not streaming it, so I'm not. For those who don't understand streaming, you'll never understand what it's like to actually perform while playing a video game, I guess. But it's just me playing this game, enjoying it, and like some of the storylines that I've come up against. I mentioned them before. I'll mention them again, which is like the singing harpies is where I just left off. And they're trying to murder this child for no reason. They just want to kill him, and like we go down there. Well, yeah, I guess so. But we go down there and slay him. But again, the combat system, especially for me and Hage, the combat system is very hard. Like we're not used to these type of games, and we are dying a lot and having to reload. And usually, anyone who knows me, that's like a proper no-go for me. Like that's a proper like, oh, I've got to redo this whole boss battle. It annoys me. Not in this game, because I feel like every time I get something wrong in battle, I know it was my fault. I know I did something wrong.
Yeah.
There's
again, never like that. Well, there kind of is an RNG element with the dice rolls, but there's never like that bullshit moment where the game is like the game has fucked you. It's always
exactly.
It's always just like when the game fucks you, it's like, well, I get it. It's like it's a dice roll. Yeah, it's a dice roll. It happens. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think the fact that it's like the save and load system is so well built that you can like literally save right before a boss fight and be like, well, I don't have to run for 40 minutes to get back there.
No,
I can just
exactly.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm talking about Baldur's Gate so much is, again, it is coming to Xbox at some point, so you guys will get to experience it, which is amazing.
I have a question. What if Baldur's Gate doesn't come by the end of the year? And
it won't be on my list. It'll be on my personal list.
Yeah.
But it won't be on my Xbox gaming list. We know it's coming. If it doesn't come out, it can't be on there. But
they've said it's due this year, so hopefully. But yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, honestly, there's so many storylines I could talk about in this game that I'm not going to, because I don't want them spoiled. I want you guys to just experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I've just gotten started is the thing. Like, I know how early on I am in this game, where I'm like, I'm about to get so lost, and it's gonna be so much fun.
You don't even know. I know people that have not even made it to Act 2 yet, and they're in 90 hours plus, and it's just like,
no, 100%.
You could do so much in this game. And I think that's what makes it so special, is that you said like you don't want to talk about storylines, and I think the fact is that this game is so big and so expansive and so well built that you could tell an entire story arc. And no, I might never see that. Like you were talking about the harpies. I've never seen them. Never seen them at all. Have you been to the Underdark yet, though?
No.
See, I've done that. I did a whole thing in the Underdark where I fought a beholder and frozen elves. And it's just like, that's a whole thing that you may never see, because the way in is hidden behind a book and a secret puzzle. And if you don't pay attention when you're picking up a book, it's just like you might miss it.
That's a great thing to bring up, actually. Sorry, go on, Crash.
I was just gonna ask Despawn, is that the only thing you did in the Underdark, or you did more stuff?
I'm doing more stuff, but that's the first like major enemy I came up to. But I've gone past that now, and I'm I'm let's say bumped into some dwarves and a talking mushroom, and there's a whole
it gets crazy in the Underdark.
So we did our first trap room, which went terrible the first time. Absolutely didn't understand it. Like, didn't understand the systems, nothing. And then once we understood it, I was wondering how they were going to be able to like gamify that, because in D&D I understand that I can visualize it. And again, I knew they would be able to, but like rolling for deception and failing, and just me like screaming at Haley, I failed, you come forward, I'm scared. And then like her failing, and we're both just like, okay, well, what do we do now? We're both just sat there like,
Fight.
All right, we keep walking forward. Keep walking forward. But yeah, it's a very. I'll be honest with you, it's a very special game. If you're into these type of games, if you like, I don't think you need to like D&D to like Baldur's Gate. I have to be honest.
I think
But
it helps.
it definitely helps.
Definitely,
Definitely
like-
helps. But it's just a fantastic experience so far. From what I've played. So I look
Yeah.
forward to playing more and more and more and more and more. And I look forward to doing a campaign with all of you. But we'll see when that ever happens. Let's be honest.
Not Matt, because he's died now.
Yeah, Matt's dead. True.
Yeah.
True. All right. Should we get into this week's dashboard?
Let's do it.
All right. So first up, again, we got some old news to go through. Kind of old, I guess. The CMAs have approved the acquisition of Microsoft acquisition. The final decisions to be slated for October 18th. The concerns around the cloud rights, which, again, stupid. I don't understand why there was such a concern. But with them being sold off to Ubisoft for what has been, I think, seen as 15 years, if I'm not mistaken, it was what was reported. I might have got that wrong. It might be 10. It seems to have lessened the CMA's worry on Microsoft's monopoly on this.
Yeah.
Overall, we're almost
So close.
over this hill. Chris, didn't you add a story to kind of piggyback off the back of this?
I forgot to add it, but it is essentially the FTC is trying to fight against the acquisition again. I'm pretty sure it's like too late for the FTC to do anything.
Why?
Because they probably don't like that how bad they looked at it, and they're like, we got a better argument this time. But I'm pretty sure it is quite literally too late for them to actually do anything to stop the sale. Because I'm pretty sure like the time period's passed in America.
Yeah. Unless there's like some major changes to the deal, which in America I don't think there are. I think this is just a UK specific. I don't know, is this UK or EU specific for the Ubisoft rights?
I actually don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure everywhere in the EU agreed to it already, and it was only the UK. So I'm interested to see if it's only the UK that's affected by this.
I don't know. But what the whole Ubisoft situation means that for the next 15 years, Microsoft cannot buy Ubisoft.
Does it mean that?
Yeah, because that's an anti-compete. This will go directly against this.
Yeah.
Because the reason...
So what happens if Sony buy Ubisoft?
Then they own the rights.
I would imagine there's a clause somewhere in whatever that contract is. If you sell to a competitor, the rights get reverted back to Microsoft. I'd imagine. But I'm not a business person. I don't know. Maybe Sony will own the streaming rights.
Yeah,
which would be crazy.
It would make sense, for them to just be like, if you sell yourself to PlayStation, then we're having our rights back. Because could you imagine, like, PlayStation, like, we're not letting you put any Activision games on cloud for.
We're gonna put them all on.
We're all gonna put them on PS Now, but not
only in the UK.
Yeah,
only in the UK. Yeah.
It's getting very. I'm honestly, I know we said it before in the podcast. I'm so bored of talking about it. Hence why I don't make it topic of the show and things like that anymore. I'm just like, I don't care. Let's just get this over the line and be done with it. Let's be honest. Be done.
3 weeks.
With it.
3 weeks, and we finally get a final answer. And
don't say that. Every time we put an end date,
we've said that. That's true.
Here's like 3 more months of this. Have fun.
True. Let's see. Well, let's see. Hopefully, the FTC thing falls apart and this goes through. But unless there's any major mitigating circumstances, I think this is going through in the next month.
Yes.
And then,
we hope. Next up, Ubisoft decided to announce The Division 3 in a press release. Okay.
Cool.
Again, I'll be honest. Go on, please.
You're the Division guy, right, Fix? Does this sort of announcement do anything for you? You are the Division guy.
Yeah, well, I think is of this podcast. I guess I'm the Division guy, right? But I couldn't tell you the lore or remember any of the story. New York's been burnt down and there's a virus. Okay.
Wow, maybe I'm the Division guy.
Is it not New York?
There's New York and
it's the whole world.
Yeah, the whole world basically. Right? And Washington.
2 games in New York and Washington. Yeah. Look. I love The Division. I think The Division's a great game. I enjoy third-person shooters. The Division will always hold a special place in my heart because it brought a group of people in my life that I still speak to today. You know, you being one of them, Crash. So yeah, it's always the Division will always, I will always play the Division. I will always support the Division. I like the Division games. The problem with the Division is it gets sweaty. It's like any video game now. It gets sweaty within a week. So like the Dark Zone becomes unbearable to play in. And things like that, which is the problem with gaming today. I don't know how we need a skill gap.
Well,
Which
I
just
think
isn't there.
the Division
anymore.
had a kind of balance in that, like they had different leveled
The world
areas.
tiers.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
world tiers, yeah, but
yeah.
but
Which
But people
helps,
just
but
stay
not
on-
the problem
amazing.
with the world tier, well, the problem with the world tiers is it's loot based, right? So you want to be in the highest world tier to get the best loot, but you
Yeah.
also then have the people with the ridiculous builds that it's like not even worth trying to compete against.
Yeah.
You'll also have people who are really good at the game who'll stay at lower world tiers just to be
Just
able
to
to
shit
get
on
easy
people.
kills. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a very difficult situation. I never went back to play the survival based mode they had where everybody starts out the same or with like nothing and then you go around collecting loot and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it was
I didn't play
That's
it
how it
either.
works. I
yeah, it
believe.
was basically a roguelike kind of. Yeah, it was like a sub tower system where you went like down so many levels.
I would love to see them expand that and make that more into like the main dark zone because I
Mhm.
think the way they have it right now just doesn't really work for the longevity of the game.
I agree with you. I wish it was you go in with a pistol. Everything that you gain, you can use in the dark zone if you gain it, and then there's that risk reward system of like, should we leave now? We've got ourselves a high level gun, or should we not? I think that would be a lot. I guess that takes away from the builds, but so they would need something. I feel like they need something else for higher level players at that point. Then
I think you do raids and stuff like that. No, I think you can have like a more traditional dark zone as well.
Yeah.
But just put a more bigger emphasis on that mode, which who knows, maybe because they're starting from the ground up with Division 3, that is something they look into.
yeah.
But you could even have the builds work in that mode. You just have to work towards getting the specific
those-
gear and
yeah.
equipping those pieces for a build, right?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it does. It does. I remember there being one point where it's just like shooting somebody and just watching their arms go up in seconds. It was just like boom, boom, and it's just
Yeah.
like, this isn't fun. I've shot you
Mm.
1,000 times, and like, ugh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it
But-
does get to a point where it's very much you have to be a fully like kitted out squad, otherwise
Yeah.
there's not much point going in there.
No,
And
exactly.
Yeah, like, but 100% talking about the negatives and like of the PvP side of it. I am 100% in on Division 3. I
too.
am kind of more in the idea for Heartland as well when that drops, the free to play version. I'm interested to see how it's going to play.
Now we know this is coming. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't understand this move. Like just to speak from Ubisoft's perspective,
Mhm.
I don't get it. I don't get
Well-
why they've said this now.
They have 3
Why not?
Division games being made now, right?
Yes.
Mobile, free to play,
Mobile,
and
free to play
3.
in this.
why I'm confused. Wouldn't it split people from either putting a lot of time into the free to play version or a lot of time into the Division 3 unless they're not coming at any similar timeline? And maybe also the mode that we were talking about is the free to play mode they focus on. I'm just sort of confused where the focus is in making those two games at the same time.
The only thing I can think of is Heartland is close and Division 3 is like pre-production.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then like we say we're getting like a couple of years at least between the two.
The thing that upsets me the most with this is just the way it was announced. I like Ubisoft's new approach with their IPs of like letting people know that they're working on stuff. Like we know what's coming from Assassin's Creed now
Mhm.
for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
But if they knew they were going to be working on this, I feel like it could have been the Heartlands mobile and Splash Screen Division 3 with some sort of code name, and that could have been a cool announcement if that's how they're going to do it. But this whole just throwing out a press release, yeah, I'm not about this at all. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm excited for a new division. So
Oh yeah.
yes. Are you going to play it with me, Crush? Yes, Crash.
I'll play it like the first.
Oh,
week.
Despawn, I know you're gonna play it with me.
Oh, 100%. I know.
Yeah. Well, I say that. Yeah, I just need to get better at reaching out to you guys for games. Is the biggest
Look,
problem.
if we have like a full squad, I'd be down to run like the first raid and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think the problem with these type of games is always like getting that full squad.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like we're in a different world now with crossplay and stuff like that.
100%.
Mhm.
Like I think, and now we got the might sports and me Discord and things like that. There's like, I feel like there's an even right now for like Payday and stuff. I've got people who message me like, "Oh, you want to play Payday? Want to play Payday? Like, you ready to play Payday?" And I'm like, eh. But there's
That's
people
gonna
that
happen when
want to
it's-
play.
It's like this
Happen
about this
when
game.
Division raid comes out. Is
No,
Fix wanna run
No,
raid?
I generally feel like I disagree. I get what you're saying, and I wish I agreed, but I don't. I disagree.
Okay.
I feel like there's gonna be enough people now where you're like, yo, we need 6 for a raid, and it's like it's us 3, and then Matt's not ready, so we have to get 3 others.
Division raids are 4 people, no?
I was using that as a
No, I
hypothetical.
think they're 6.
Are they okay?
Yeah, I think Division 2's raid was 6.
All right. I believe you. I have no reason not. I've never done a raid.
No,
Well,
never,
There's
never.
no reason to not trust you.
I don't know. I don't have 6 friends, so
No, we'll be all right. I
yeah,
promise.
we'll be good.
Moving on, the Xbox digital broadcast happened. It feels like a lifetime there. Tokyo Game Show event happened. I don't know why they called it a digital broadcast. That was the wording on this. Clearly a reason for it, but whatever. We're not going to go through everything that got announced. If you already know about all that now, but we do have one question from it. So, Original Cookie Man says, "Does the recent showing of the Xbox at the Tokyo Game Show, specifically the focus on a hybrid action RPG series in the Yakuza series, speak to improving the unity of a global brand identity?" No. No, I don't think so at all. Personally, I don't think so. I think it's just a case of Xbox know the gaps they need to fill in their library. Yakuza is a crossover franchise that does well not only in its home market but also in Western markets as well. And Sega, I saw an article a while ago that Sega was just cool. It's funny seeing all this stuff come to Xbox now, right? I don't know if you guys saw this article. I didn't end up putting it in the news, but like Sega just ended up signing really bad deals that kept them exclusively in contracts with Sony and other people. They just couldn't put their games on other platforms. So yeah, no, I don't think so. I think this is just Xbox being smart and investing well in a studio that deserves investment and a studio that they know has a crossover title that is going to do well in the Western world and obviously in its home country. Personally,
Yeah. Again, I agree with you. I think Xbox would be very vocal about knowing that they miss out on a lot of the Eastern markets. And those Eastern games, so you say RPGs and things like that. This Tokyo Game Show didn't have the best lineup for me, but it did have a few things in there that made me excited. So I know we're getting Octopath Traveler 2 and things like that. So
on Game Pass.
Yep. So it does show that they are making the effort. But do I think that this is like the sign of their global reach now? Not quite. I think again, you saw it as part of the game show. It was very much focused on Game Pass and Windows PC. No real talk about the Xbox. And again, I think we know that.
Games
Xbox
on
is the
Windows
brand.
PC is Xbox.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
No, I'm with Chris on this. It's Xbox is the brand. Like,
all right, but no, there was no real talk about the consoles. It was very much like,
but
it is on Xbox and Windows PC.
I don't think it makes sense to push the consoles over there because people don't have the consoles.
Yes.
I don't think they talk about the consoles ever. Even here, I don't feel like we don't sit there and go, oh, at E3, their version of E3. We don't go, it's coming to console. It's just like
I agree, but to Despawn's defense, they did really focus on PC over there as opposed to not focusing on anything.
100%. But I don't think. I get what you're saying. I think that's just them. It's the Xbox broadcast. Yeah. Of course, it's going to be on Xbox.
When I say
Like-
Xbox in this instance, I mean the Xbox console, not
I understand
Xbox
what
as
you're
a brand.
saying.
Yeah,
No. I understand what you're saying. I don't think they need to specify the Xbox console for the Xbox broadcast.
yeah.
I don't think it doesn't make sense with the future that Xbox has been building to focus so much on console
And class.
consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like when we see the reason I'm not calling them out on it. It's fine. It is what it is. But it's like we very much see when things get announced in the West. It's very much it is going to be on Series X and S. It's also going to be on Game Pass. This was very much a kind.
It had that though. They just didn't. They didn't. It did. It did have that. We reacted to it. We definitely. The
I watched it
logos
with
were
you.
there. No,
Yeah.
but the logos were there. I just don't think it was. I think they're very smart in marketing Xbox in these territories now, where they're like, okay, we understand that you don't care a crap about our console.
Yeah, no, and I
So,
agree. I agree. Like I say,
we're not gonna mention it. You know it's gonna be there. Like, what's the point? What's the point in us going? Look at our console. We sold 900 units this month. Yay! Like, it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, what? Okay, we're
and I agree
seeing
with that.
we're
Yeah.
really seeing the numbers of like, okay, Game Pass is doing well here, and we see there's a lot more PC players here than we thought. Okay, cool. Let's double down on those things. And for the people who do want to buy an Xbox console, it's also there for them as well. We don't need to say that though. It's kind of how I viewed the whole thing. But yeah. Also, Sarah Bond, always at these showcases lately.
Mhm.
Phil Spencer, don't get no ideas. Just because Jim Ryan's gone for a walkabout, don't get no ideas. I feel like it's coming.
It does feel, yeah, it feels like
I-
she's been built up, which is fine. I
Uh-huh.
love Sarah. I think she's fantastic in her role, but man, I don't want to see Phil go.
Well, I feel like the time is coming.
Mhm.
I feel like ain't there a meme for the Simpsons where they're like with the bell, the time is now, the time is now. I feel like it's. I think we only have at maximum, and I hope I'm wrong. I pray that I'm wrong. 2 more years with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll see us through to the next gen. I think he'll launch the next generation, and that's what feels like.
Which we know is coming 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another 5 years.
5
I
years.
guess. If things go as smoothly, I think if there's a bit of a rock up, Phil might just be like, "Hey, I think it's time to give somebody else the reins." Because
I could definitely
as much
see
as
it
I've
earlier.
tried,
If
hope
you want to
not.
put, if you like, if we're talking business sense, if you want to get a new like head of Xbox or head of gaming in place and give him the best chance to look good,
You've got to launch him with a console.
put him in there just before a console launches.
I don't know. I don't know
Like,
about that one.
I mean, if you put Sarah Bond in there,
What do you mean?
and
It works so well for Don Matrix. What do you mean?
I don't know about that one. I think theoretically,
The
yeah, you put
NFL
them at the most hype
playoff.
moment, but I think there's also a risk to that. Because like, what if that console isn't received super well, right? I think you get them in with a good console or post even a bad console launch. Phil Spencer came after a bad console launch and he turned stuff around, and people were like, "Oh my god, Phil's amazing." People love Phil now. So I think after the console launch period,
So what you're saying
as
is
long
they
as
should.
there's stuff lined up.
I'm gonna say. So
I think it's
what you're saying is they should shoot themselves in the foot,
Yep.
lose Phil Spencer.
Yep.
Sarah Bond should turn around and go, actually, DRM isn't a thing. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
You
Just
know what?
announce a completely bogus console.
All of our
It's
games are
horrible.
free. Crack on.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
On
house
Game
gets Game
Pass.
Pass. Every house gets
Free.
Game Pass.
Free on Game Pass. There you
Mhm.
go. Sorted. Next up was Alan Wake 2 has a performance mode confirmed for the Xbox Series X and the PS5. This news comes in the way of Remedy's creative director Thomas Pua?
Pua?
Puha. Thank you. Puha, who announced in a post on X. I hate calling it X. I hate
Twitter.
calling it X with
Twitter.
on Twitter. Developer the developer will add performance mode to the game after programming it to run at 30 FPS to begin with. I don't understand that statement.
So
Crash?
It was
basically,
originally
yeah.
designed for 30 frames per second, but they're able to do performance mode.
Thank you very much. Quote, I'm glad to say that Alan Wake 2 will have a performance mode on PS5 and Xbox Series X. I don't like how PlayStation 5 is always first in these statements. Always. I don't like it.
It's first in the market.
Pooyah said, the game has been built from the beginning at 30 FPS experience, focusing on visuals and ambience, but somehow we have managed to include a solid performance mode. We'll talk details later. Good. Good to know. Good to know it's coming. I'll be playing at 30 FPS, personally, because I want all those juicy graphic fidelity. I want all of it. I want to see those face features. But for people who prefer performance mode, there you go. It's there for you. Crash, you won't be playing it, so it doesn't matter.
I was thinking of a nice way to say that. I'm not gonna lie.
Me and Deesman will enjoy the game. You on the other hand, won't be playing it, so it doesn't matter.
I'll be happy to hear you guys' opinions on it.
I will have opinions on it.
We love that. We love that. Crash, finally it's happened. This actually no. Not a new Devil May Cry, but there's finally a Netflix show that's coming out in an anime style that I'm looking forward to. Finally.
Did you see the
Resident Evil one? Yeah, it was shit.
No. They announced a Tomb Raider one as well.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't include the story because I thought I'd add it, because I couldn't find an article for it.
I didn't know that.
They announced the Tomb Raider one as well. I will say the animation, I've talked shit about Netflix's animations because sometimes they aren't the best all the time. From what I saw of the Devil May Cry one, I'm very excited for it. And maybe I will take back my thoughts and opinions about Netflix and anime.
He won't. I can tell you right now. I've known the guy for a long time. He definitely won't. He doesn't take things back.
He'll
add a caveat.
Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what
it's
he'll
all
do.
trash except this one thing.
This one thing was amazing, but the rest of it's trash. Well, yeah, there you go. Devil May Cry anime is coming from the same people that made Castlevania's showrunner, and it's coming to Netflix. Devil May Cry works for this. I think this could be very, very good. Very, very good.
Yeah.
And I'm actually excited for Tomb Raider as well.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, Tomb Raider's always been very narrative focused, so I think giving it a narrative focused medium is very nice.
Yeah. And it does seem to be, from what I've seen of the Tomb Raider one, it does very much seem like a retelling of the reboot as well. It is the legend of Lara Croft, so I think it's just going to be her early days and onwards. Which again, I'm excited for. Any chance any chance to revisit that story, I think it's a fantastic story. So yeah, I'm excited for both of these.
Do either of these get you guys excited for the Gears of War animated stuff coming from Netflix?
I don't know how I feel about an animated Gears of War. I just want a live action.
I want a live action. That's the problem.
Well, they're doing live action. It's
know.
Netflix that's doing the movie, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to be trash.
Yeah, probably.
Look, at the end of the day, if it doesn't have Dave Bautista, I don't care.
Sure.
Yeah. That's such a bad thing to say. It's not
weird,
going to,
right? Yeah.
But it's a home run. It's easy. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's getting a little bit too late for Dave Bautista to play the character.
I agree.
Unless they skip all the way to old Marcus.
Unless they do old Marcus, yeah. Unless they do old Marcus, that would work.
It could.
Just
Dave Bautista's looking old.
Yeah.
I'll say that. He's
old. You know?
Yeah, but he's looking old. Marvel took all these good years.
Honestly, they really did.
Never mind the 20-odd years as a wrestler. It was Marvel.
I'm talking about acting. Come on.
Okay.
God, it's always one, isn't there, Crash? It's always one.
Always.
Next up, another bit of sad news and kind of surprising news, actually. Sega have cancelled their Hyenas game. Yeah, and they've let go of, I don't have the exact numbers, but they've had a big reshuffling over there as well and made a lot of people redundant. The biggest surprise for this one, guys, is, again, I spoke to people who were at Gamescom. And from what I was told, they had like a big booth at Gamescom, and they've been beta testing the crap out of this game, and some people like it, some people are indifferent on it. This seems like a lot of money to throw away. Am I missing something?
Games as a service are very expensive, and the attention it was getting. That was probably like their last big push to get more people into the game, and they didn't get the eyes that they wanted on it. And they were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
it's better for us to cut costs now."
I guess so. I mean, yeah, I'm just. I mean, I'll keep it a buck. I never like to look at the game. From the day it got shown, I was like, that doesn't look interesting to me. But hey, you know, one man's opinion doesn't mean anything. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Obviously, the game being cancelled is not a shame. I'm glad it's cancelled, especially if it was going to be bad. It's the layoffs from Creative Assembly that really worries me. Especially obviously on top of the Epic Games layoffs on as well. It was just a bad day for our industry today and this week. A bad day, which is it's not fun, But again, I'm trying to see the positives in this. It's just like I'm glad they didn't ship a bad game and just try and make money off it, and then that not go well, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything to add?
Not me. I don't know how much I can add because I may have signed an NDA for something.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it is still in place now the game is cancelled.
The game's dead.
I think
so...
NDAs would still be in place.
Okay.
Yeah. Crash?
This was Matt's favorite game. He'll have opinions whenever he's back.
He's dead, so
this is going to be his game of the year.
Probably. No, Matt, let's be honest with you. That guy,
this or Liza P. Who knows?
He has some terrible opinions, man. He really does.
It's fair to say Liza P is game of the year. Let's not do that. He's fun.
I haven't played it yet. I'll be the judge soon. All right, soon. Two quick ones. Fortnite V-Bucks are increasing in price to go along with the layoffs over at Epic. So the prices that you're gonna see, 1,000 V-Bucks are gonna go from $7.99. This is all USD, by the way. $7.99 USD to $8.99. 2,800 V-Bucks are going to go from $19.99 to $22.99. 5,000 V-Bucks are going to go from $31.99 to $36.99. And did I say, yeah, and then 13,500. I thought I said that last time. It was a lot of threes. V-Bucks are going to go from $79.99 to $89.99. All USD. Kind of to be expected, if we're being totally honest with you. It's an increase of about 12 to 15% on each bundle. Hey, you got to make money somehow, and unfortunately, the game's not as popular. And yeah, we're all seeing it. We're all seeing it. Let's say we're all seeing it. The countries seeing the price increase: so US, Czech Republic, Denmark, Hungary, Japan, Norway, Poland, Romania, Sweden, Turkey, and all the countries where the US dollar is in the storefront. So we're actually not all seeing it. UK, fine. So
for now.
What
I can't see it lasting.
Constitutes Eurozone countries?
EU?
Everyone in the EU.
So that wouldn't be you guys.
No. Because we quit.
Yep.
We're still a European country. We're still a European country.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I always say this. I don't think of myself as European.
You are, though.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, but you know, like, because I don't hear people say the word European.
That's because of the British effect. When you're colonizers, you're not going to view yourselves as European. You guys are the people. Right.
Don't tell me nothing about colonization, rude boy. Come on.
Talk to me.
Talk to D-Sport. Don't talk to me.
I'm the colonizer here.
To be fair, that claim wasn't made to you, but the country you reside in. I was more so speaking to your king through you.
I don't care. Stop it.
I'm personally offended.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, I've always said that. I just don't view myself as European.
It's weird, right?
But then again, I don't think because of my great granddad never used to call himself British. He was English. He wasn't British. So I've always, I don't know, just my upbringing. I'm not saying I'm not British. I'm not saying I'm not European. But the way, if someone was like, "Oh, you're European," I'll be like, "Oh, I'm not European." And I'll go, "Oh wait, yeah, no, yeah, I am. Yeah."
Is there a difference in the perceived notion of your
in England
English?
British, not to most people, just my great granddad. I feel like.
Okay, got it.
Most people are very happy with being British. My great granddad,
it.
on the other hand, was not happy
Was
with being
not a-
British.
Really
He
hated the
wasn't-
Welsh.
He was
would get mad
English.
if somebody called him British.
Oh, he got angry. I've seen him get angry multiple
Got
times.
it. Okay.
At being British. Like, no. The only time I ever saw him cheer for Britain was in the Olympics because he had no choice.
Got it. Okay. That's fair.
You know?
The only way to
Like-
cheer for the English.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and I'm talking about obviously on my white side of my family. For people looking at me going, "What? That makes no sense." But yeah, no, the other side's from Saint Lucia and Barbados, and trust me, they're not worrying about
Whether they're English or British.
about being
British
British,
or
or not. Yeah, exactly. And last news story before we get to some questions and guess that game is Starfield has hit now 10 million players in less than 3 weeks, which is absolutely bonkers.
I'll put my jacket back on now. I don't know. It was
You-
very,
you
it's
don't
getting
have
warm
to.
in here.
You don't have to.
Oh,
I
good.
promise
Okay,
you.
good.
You don't-
It's
you don't
very
have to,
warm.
you don't have to. Okay. Boys, guess that game. We're back again. Once again, we are back. We are back. The game in which you get to ask me. You get to ask me a certain, well, any amount of questions you want in a minute. We haven't decided if we're going to up the timer yet. You have to ask me questions, yes, no answers only, and the game must have released on an Xbox platform. That could be Xbox original, Xbox 360, Xbox One, or the series consoles. Are you ready?
History would say no, but I'm gonna go yes.
Fresh?
I'm ready,
You ready?
not to get a point. Yes, I'm ready to not get a point.
Oh wait, let me wait. Let me
Open
bring
the
up.
Wikipedia article, okay?
I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it.
Have you got the scores as they stand?
The
It's one
scores as
everybody
they
but me.
stand is everyone has 1 point except for Crash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Crash going for that clean sweep.
I have it in front of me. Here we go. The time starts.
Wait. Who's going first?
You could
You can go
decide
first, Despawn. You can
Okay.
go first.
now.
Did it release on the OG Xbox?
No.
360?
No.
One.
Yes.
First person shooter?
No.
First party game.
Yes.
Third person game?
Yes.
Platformer.
No.
Monsters in it that you fight?
No.
Humans do you fight?
Yes.
Sci-fi?
Yes.
Oh, damn it, I think of something else. Do you shoot? Is it a shooter?
Yes.
Okay.
Open world?
No.
RPG?
No.
Fantasy? No. We already said sci-fi.
No. Oh. Oh, boys, come on.
Multiplayer?
No.
Okay.
All right, do you want to run
Wow.
down? Go on, run down again.
Single player,
Yes.
sci-fi,
Yes.
Xbox
Crash.
One.
Xbox
Xbox
Third
One.
person,
Yes. Yes.
not open world.
No.
That ruined my one guess. Wow.
Exclusive.
It's an exclusive.
You asked that. You did ask that. Yes. Exclusive.
Did we? I don't. We
Yes.
did not ask exclusive.
You did.
We did.
Did we?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I did. And
It's
so
an
you said
exclusive.
Yeah, because you asked it was first. You asked first party. Yes.
Exclusive. First party.
I wonder if you're going to get me on this. I'll give you this. Published first party.
Okay. That doesn't help me.
Okay.
Xbox One. Sci-fi.
Think of Xbox One exclusives.
Third person.
There wasn't that many of them, boys. Think of a shooter on Xbox One that was an exclusive. Also, chat, people listening, watching, put what you thought in the description below before I tell these boys what it was. Put your
Wow.
put your guess in the description right now in the comments.
I'm gonna
You
put
got
the
an answer?
only. I'm gonna put the only thing that I can think of that I know is wrong.
yeah, I think this is wrong, but
Because it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit one of your criteria. But
yeah,
All right,
it does.
we'll
this
go with
doesn't
Crush first then. Answer. Go on, Crush.
I put Crackdown.
No.
It's not Crackdown. I know it's not
Mm.
Crackdown, but I can't think
Not
of anything
Crackdown.
else.
I put this. Well, I've searched it and I brought it up, but I know it's wrong because I know it didn't just come out on the Xbox One. But I put the Gears of War series, but I know
No,
obviously not.
Wait. We're allowed to look up games during this?
Well, no, I wasn't looking it up. I was just gonna bring up the photo of it.
I would rather you didn't look up games. I would rather you didn't look up games.
Despawn?
Do you want to know where it was, boys?
No.
Yeah.
Go
What
on.
about if I said Remedy?
I would have never guessed it. I don't care for
Despawn?
Control.
It's
No, it
no, it's
wasn't.
not
That wasn't
Control.
exclusive.
It's
Quantum Break.
Theory
Quantum
or
Break, yeah.
whatever it is.
Quantum Break, baby. Let's
Never-
go. So we agreed last week that I get a point, right? Because I stumped you.
No,
We
no,
did
because
agree on that.
No. We said no because it would force people to pick games.
Oh
that
yeah,
they
we did.
wouldn't.
We did say that.
No, we said we said just don't be
no.
stupid with it.
We said
That's
we
what we
weren't
said.
doing that. No, we said we were not doing it, Fixed. Let's not do that.
I stumped you guys fair and square. Okay, I want to
You're
know.
not adding
Again, email
information.
in my
You're
Xbox Me
not adding
podcast at
crazy rules.
gmail.com. Hit me up in the Discord discussion. Should the person who gets if everyone gets it wrong, should I get a point? Yes or
It
no? I want to know.
incentivizes people to pick like weird picks.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't pick a weird pink. You guys just suck.
That's true. It wasn't a weird pick.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Nobody played Quantum Break.
How dare you?
Nobody played it.
I played it
Did you see the
too.
interview? Did you see the interview with Idris Elba the other day?
Nope.
Talking about, wouldn't it be cool if there was a game that was a story, that was a film and a game and an interwoven, blah blah. And I was like, motherfucker, you're talking about Quantum Break? How dare you? Acting like this shit hasn't already happened.
Mhm.
How dare
It
you,
was
sir?
forgettable. Nobody remembered it
How dare
until you
you.
looked up a list of games and you're like, man, that'd be a good one to put in this game.
I actually didn't. It's because I remembered that interview. That's why I thought that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's literally
Very cool.
why. That's literally why. All right, let's get into some questions. Again, fix us Sat. Remember, you can email in my Xbox and me podcast at gmail.com. Ask us some questions on Discord or on Twitter with the hashtag MXAM. You can hit up Crash at CrashNetPlays, Despawn at Paul Despawn,
Nailed
and
it.
me at MC Fixer. First question comes from Anubis. Have you played Immortals of Avon? I'm really liking it. It gives me 360 vibes in the best ways. I think it will be a hidden gen game of the year, not actual game of the year. No, I haven't, because it looked like a 360 game, if I'm being totally honest with you. It did nothing for me. I remember when it got announced. I remember seeing it. It was even one of the games I could have got. Like, I got offered a code for it and everything, and I was just like, no, I'm good. Pardon me, that came out of nowhere. I apologize.
I'm not editing that out, by the way.
It just burped out of nowhere. Yeah, no, I haven't played it. I have no plans on playing it. It just doesn't look that good to me, unfortunately. What about you, boys?
Nope. Not played it. Sadly as well, because is this the first Unreal 5 game ever released?
No, Fortnite.
Okay. First third party Unreal game. That
Maybe.
isn't from Unreal themselves.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think this was the first game fully developed in from the start in Unreal 5. Obviously Fortnite was converted to it. But yeah, no, I'm the same with you. It looked like an interesting concept the first time I saw it, and I'm like, cool, looks like COD with magic. And then the more I saw of it, I was just like, it's just, yeah, this isn't ticking any boxes for me, which is a shame, because I think, again, we were talking about studio issues earlier. I think the studio may have closed doors
They have.
following.
Yeah. I don't think they closed doors. They laid off like 40-something% of their.
I thought they closed,
mistaken.
didn't
Yeah, I
they?
thought
And then
they'd
got
actually closed
I
down.
thought they closed and got repurposed in other studios.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I might be
possibly.
wrong. I might be wrong.
Possibly.
But yeah, no, yeah, no, not for me. Unfortunately, not for me.
I was super interested in it until word started coming out about the game afterwards, and then seeing the difference in quality from like the Series S, the Xbox version, Series S version, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just lost interest super quick, which is unfortunate, because it looked like it was a cool concept, but maybe if at some point it comes to Game Pass, I'd play it. But other than that, I don't think there's too much to play. There's too much good stuff to play this year for me to end up getting around having time, because there's stuff I want to play that I do not have time to play right now. So
This
Fair
is
enough.
This game is one of those prime examples, like if in like a few months' time it eventually shows up on Game Pass to get like a little bit of extra life in it, I will jump in for an hour or two just to see what it was all about. But yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to be checking this one out, I don't think. Which is a shame.
London Cheesehead says, with Embracer Group seemingly in potential in a very vulnerable position with Saints Row not doing so well financially and critically, do you see Xbox buying them after the ABK deal is done? No, I don't. Embracer are too big. I think you're still going to see Xbox purchase studios, and I think they're going to fill in gaps that they don't currently have in their platform, and that's something they've done a very good job of so far. But no, I think I could see them picking up IP from Embracer, especially with the sheer amount of studios they have. I know it wouldn't surprise me if they were to be able to grab Tomb Raider, maybe even Saints Row, because I do think I said this on the episode with Crash. I don't know if you were here this one or not, but I spoke about a reboot. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if you're both here. I do think there is money to be made and been left on the table for just a Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 2 remake. I do think there is money there. Obviously Saints Row 1 exclusively on Xbox as well, so there is that history there. I don't know about 2. I can't remember. No, 2 wasn't. 2 was
No,
on
2 was on
PS3.
PlayStation.
But Saints Row 1 definitely. So there is a little bit of history there. Yeah, I there's IP that Embracer have that is intriguing to buy, but them as a whole group, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I think it would be a waste for Microsoft to buy all of Embracer as well, because there'd be so much added fat to that they just wouldn't need, and they'd end up cutting off that. It'd be an inflated price that wouldn't be worth it to them, probably.
Yeah, and a bunch of negativity that will come from it as well. Not the big buying. I don't mean that. I mean even from dormant IP that they would then have, that people would just be like, oh look, they bought all this, and they don't even care about this, and this, and look, my favorite IP is now wrapped up in. It's a bunch of negative talk they just don't need.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah.
again, and we talk about like after the ABK, like this is like I don't see Microsoft doing a major purchase for a good couple of years. Like IP, yeah, the odd smaller indie studio, yeah, but like something like Embracer Group, absolutely not. Like, could they buy them?
Yes, I could buy anyone.
Yeah. Will they buy them? No, absolutely not. I don't think they're touching Embracer Group. I think we're definitely going to see in the next year or two Embracer start selling off some of these IPs and smaller studios that they've got. But yeah, I don't see anyone buying them all piecemeal.
I think people also have to remember like Embracer's situation with like them firing people and selling stuff, whatever, is also in part because they lost the $1 billion investment as well. That is a very big part of it, where they were growing at a rate where they were like, we're going to get this $1 billion, and then that didn't come through. And then you have to do what you have to do at that point. I wouldn't expect to see, unless the next couple of games Embracer release end up being duds, which is very possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. But I wouldn't expect to see sales like this just off of the fact that they already had some rough waters necessarily.
Next one comes from Top Lift 91. With Skull and Bones losing yet another director, and given Ubisoft's recent toxic work environments, i.e. sexual harassment case, do you think Ubisoft is likely to be acquired, and do you think Xbox could be the ones to buy them, given their recent announcement to give UB control of the cloud rights regarding Activision/Blizzard? Well, I think the boys already spoke about this earlier, right? That would go totally against what they were hoping to achieve with
cloud rights.
With what they were with. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, I just don't see it. Personally, I think it's one of those things where, look, I can't speak on some of the toxic stuff going on in other places. I can only talk about the work environment I've ever worked in around UB. I've never experienced it. I don't think people that I work with at UB have experienced it in the UK branch. So obviously, just to give a little bit of insight there. Other things I don't even know about to speculate on, to be honest with you. I don't think it's as bad as Activision's culture. in a way. Like it's not being reported on as such. From what I'm seeing. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that I don't think I don't think Ubisoft are going to sell. I just don't think so. I think people forget how popular Assassin's Creed is and how popular Ubisoft is. Again, I know I'm very biased in this conversation because Ezra and I have a working relationship with Ubi. And again, I have a peek behind the closed door in some ways, and then the door is shut on my face in a lot of ways. Trust me. Like streaming on that channel and playing all these different games, I get to see so many different communities, and the sheer amount of people that come out to see Ubisoft me play Riders Republic or Rainbow Six or whatever, and it's still to this day always I'm like, geez, I forget how popular Riders Republic still is, and how popular I don't know, what else do I play? I guess Rainbow Six is a perfect example of that. Like it's not a game that like we talk about every week, or it's got update here, update there. Obviously you get its new season, but like it's still so goddamn popular. It's ridiculous.
We didn't even talk about the new season.
Master
Officially
Chief
announced?
in Rainbow. Yeah, affects heavy
We
bucks.
didn't talk. Oh no, but I will.
Gosh, you will. Who wouldn't? It's Master Chief.
Oh, I tell you
Rainbow.
why I will, just because I've got. You're not.
No, why would I? I don't play the game. Why would I buy a skin?
You will when I give you a code for some rainbow bucks, though.
Oh yeah,
100%. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. That is all changing.
But to get back to Topless question, absolutely not. Microsoft or Xbox or whichever you want to call it, and not buying Ubisoft. As we mentioned right at the beginning of the show, just the anti-compete laws in the UK for this whole deal to go through for ABK is going to stop that. Because they're not going to allow them to sell off the rights and then give them the ability to buy the studio and have those rights back. It's not how it's going to work. In regard to the sexual harassment and claims like that, 100% believe survivors, give them the support
100%.
they need. Just because we haven't directly been affected by it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And nothing but love for those people that have to go through that. And if you are one of those people causing those issues, you do not deserve to be in this industry.
You don't deserve to be anywhere. Let's be honest.
No, yeah, true. But yeah, so I don't see anyone buying off. I think what some people forget is like short-term memory. Like, was it Embracer Group that they actually fought against? The Ubisoft were like they were buying up shares in Ubisoft.
They were buying up shares, yeah.
So like Ubisoft vehemently.
No, that was Tencent.
Was it Tencent? It was one of the major conglomerates. Yeah. But so they are vehemently against being bought out. Like they are like what people get. They have got shareholders, but they are a family-run business. The Guillemets basically run that company. So yeah, I don't see them ever being like bought out anytime soon, regardless of the issues that they've got with like the harassment claims and things like that. But yeah, just short-term answer. No, I don't see them ever being bought.
Okay, all right. Tetris says that was treacherous. I swear. You guys played Party Animals on Game Pass, right?
Yep.
No, I played on Steam. Fun little game. There are some optional microtransactions for some extra skins, but the game is free on Game Pass, so not a big deal if you want to throw some extra. If you want to throw some cash towards the developer and get a skin or two. If you checked out the Steam reviews, there were a bunch of people who were pissed that there were microtransactions on top of a game that they had paid for. There have been other games that release in the same manner on Game Pass and other platforms. What do you think about this strategy where one platform, the game is free to play with microtransactions, whereas the other is paid with the same microtransactions? So just to go out and say that it's not on Game Pass PC. Just so you're aware, that's why people have to buy it on PC. It's not on Game Pass PC. Crash, go on, kick us off.
I was gonna say also like Game Pass isn't free, so to call it a free-to-play game is disingenuous. To be honest,
I was getting there, so thank you for getting there. Yeah, I think number one, don't think a Game Pass is free. 'Cause it's not. It costs you £20 a month or however much it costs on the subscription you have, Ultimate or whatever. It's a hard one for me. Again, I don't have a problem with the microtransactions. I have a problem with the way they've done microtransactions, and I spoke about that at the top of the show. The top of the show. I don't like the multiple currencies. Just make it one currency. Make it hard to obtain in the game if you don't play a bunch of it, and there you go. I think there's a bunch here that I don't know. I'm not for.
Yeah. The one thing that I don't like is the way that you can turn like real money into one currency, but then you can turn that one currency into another currency, but it never quite matches up. So you're always like short or a bit over. So you've always got a little bit extra. And that I find that as being the most like egregious part of it. In regards to it being free to play, is like the game is gonna have to like I don't think the game's that expensive. You'll know £12.99,
I think it was.
Not expensive, and they're expected to keep this game going because it is technically a live service game. Like it's gonna have multiple maps. They want to introduce new maps, new character skins, new things onwards and keep going. So those things are gonna cost money and time and server costs. All of that stuff costs money. So they're gonna want to recoup that money back somehow on a £12 game. I'm not like that upset about having the microtransactions themselves in there. It's just, the currency model is not my favorite.
Yeah, I can see why people are upset. Not with the fact that they had to buy a game and there's microtransactions. If that's the base level of their upset, then I don't agree with that. But I do agree with the way they've done the currencies. I don't like it. So, I hope that answers the question. Crash, anything to add?
I'm fine. Honestly, like I think we should be over the point of complaining about microtransactions in games that are expected to have content post-launch, because content isn't free, and especially with a game like this that they're going to be adding more game modes. You'd want them to add more game modes so the game doesn't stay stale. That all costs money, and that's where the microtransactions come in. You could argue about where the money from that microtransaction goes to, whether it goes to developers more. Usually a lot of it gets eaten up. That's a whole different conversation. I think we've been dealing with it for so long. If you want to complain about a single player game like we did with Resident Evil, we had that whole conversation about upgrading guns and all that stuff. I think that's a valid conversation to have about microtransactions. I think in a game that keeps getting content, I don't think there's really a valid point. You can argue price points and stuff like that, but again, different conversation.
Agreed. We'll end on this one. Annabus says, as we get into the spooky season, what is everyone's favorite game to play in October? Is there a game that you go back to every year?
Yes. That isn't Resident Evil.
No, mine isn't Resident Evil. No, because Resident Evil I play all year round.
Yeah, that's true.
Mine is anything from, I guess it's kind of a cop-out answer, but anything from Dark Pictures. Usually we go back to Man of Medan. That's usually the one we go back to every year. Me and Haley play those, and I think I missed 2 of their games now, so we've got 2 more to play in October, which is amazing. I really like those narrative-driven, decision-based games. They're obviously Walking Dead was huge for it. It was one of my favorite. Telltale was one of my favorite developers out there when they were hitting it. They were hitting it, and it's such a shame that, because I don't know if you guys played the last season of The Walking Dead. They finally started to change things in their engine and do other interesting things, and then obviously, boom, they were dead. Yes, but that's my go-to one. Obviously, Resident Evil goes without saying. And then I try and play Evil Within around October as well, because that's the only other time I get to go back and play those games. Which, if you haven't played the Evil Within, it's on Game Pass 1 and 2. Play the Evil Within. It is a lot of fun if you enjoy survival horror games. Crash, you're not really into spooky, are you?
No, Halloween is probably my favorite holiday, but I'd rather watch a Halloween movie.
It just really likes pumpkin spice lattes.
I'm not really a holiday person, so when I say it's my favorite holiday, it's not like
that's not saying much.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. We've hung out on Christmas Day. That's true.
Yeah.
Teaspoon?
I tend to like games that I could just play with people. So stuff like Dead by Daylight is a good example of like a nice spooky game. I think this year I might actually play the Evil Within games. Finally, we've had this conversation before. I've not played those games yet, but they're on Game Pass, so maybe I might have to do that. I do. Go on.
I was gonna say I can't wait for Despawn to come in and just shit all over the Evil Within game.
No shot. There's no way. There's no
Crap
way
on
he'll
them
hate him.
so hard, so
There's no way.
hard.
There's
I
no
mean,
way.
I know I will say that I have been spoiled on the first game, so I know the twist. So, but I still want to play
That
them.
don't matter. That don't matter.
And then obviously for me, which is something I'm planning on doing this year, next month, is just playing through all the Alan Wake series again. So Alan Wake
It's just
1.
one game.
Just gonna say, he's just
There's
he's got one game and the
DLC.
The DLC, I guess.
The whole
American
Alan Wake series
Nightmares.
is a little
Yeah.
bit.
So
a
I wanna-
little bit much. No.
So I want to play that, and then obviously 2 when that drops.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Next year is when you can say I'm gonna play through all of the Alan Wake series.
Well, by the time I play them, Alan Wake 2 will be out, so I can play
When
it
does that
through
come
all
out?
of the 27th, I think it is.
Oh, it comes out in October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect launch time for that, actually. Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's almost like they planned it.
Wow, it's almost like they
Yeah.
crazy.
I didn't even think about that. It shows you how little.
Well, they did,
thought
so it's
about
okay.
Alan Wake completely.
All right, Matt, are you all right there, mate? Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I'm Dark Pictures. The only problem is I didn't like the newest one. I don't think it was the newest one. The one with
was-
Ashley Tisdale.
Yeah, it wasn't
The
a Dark
Ashley Tisdale
Pictures game,
one
was
was
it?
the
so
camping one.
slow. No, that
People
one was
love-
amazing.
Oh, that's not.
That's not that one's amazing. That's the one
Ashley
published by
Tisdale.
2K.
Oh, I'm thinking
That
of.
is-
Okay.
The
I
one
know
with
both.
Ashley Tisdale is Little. No, it's not Little Hope. It's the Army one.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't get
Oh,
into it.
yes,
I
yes,
couldn't
yes,
get
yes,
into it.
yes.
It's so slow.
Mm.
So slow. But yeah,
That's
maybe
another
I'll try
series.
again.
Another series I've never played.
Do you like those type of walking simulating? Then you'll love it.
Yeah, and I've got them all. I've got them all on my Steam. I own them all.
Yeah.
Well, I own 4 of them anyway. I think that's like all of them except the most recent one.
I'd like to do them co-op one day with someone.
By Volunteers Tribute.
I was thinking more Crash. He's my friend.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was joking. I was joking.
Whoa.
Let's play. Let's do it.
Wow.
Let's do it. Let's organize it. Let's do it.
Nah, I'm busy.
I
Sorry,
don't
I'm
think I
washing
have
my
him on
beard.
PC though. I actually
Hey,
don't think I have
Despawn.
him on PC.
Despawn, you wanna play some games together?
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got any 2-player like horror games we could play?
If he says Resident Evil 5,
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch him in the throat.
Yeah, we can play Resident Evil 5. Dude.
Yeah, I'm in.
Plug,
100%.
plug,
I
and get
love that
yourself
game.
out of here. Matt, we got Matt. There ain't even a Matt here.
He's died.
Despawn, what you got to plug this week, my friend?
Me. By the time this goes out, I should be live on twitch.tv/Quali Gaming. I am doing a takeover on their channel where I will be checking out their brand new game, Wildmender. So yeah, come check it out.
Okay.
Oh, also,
Crash?
I was
Oh,
going to say,
go on. Oh.
news. I am an affiliate again on Twitch, so you might see me there in the future.
Are you back?
Possibly.
Back on Twitch, eh?
The channel is there and it lives.
What made you do that then, huh?
We're getting into news stories, I guess. The recent Kick controversy.
Oh well, yeah.
not talk about any of that. I
Well, we
wouldn't-
can talk about it. I just, I won't be on Kick for.
I will be on Kick.
I won't be on Kick unless I get banned on bloody YouTube again. Not YouTube, Twitch. But yeah, no, I'll yeah. Crash loves this. Crash loves this. To be fair, I'll say
Crash
it
was
like
right.
this. I'll say it wasn't. It's not.
No.
Do you know what? It's
That's
not-
very
it's not even worth- it's not
reductive.
even
It's
worth-
fine. Yeah.
Go on.
I don't want to be right in that sort of situation. Let's
Yeah,
be
there's not a
100%
situation that wants to
honest.
gloat about.
Let's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't
Yeah.
mean right. You don't want to be right in terms of. I know what you mean. It's just, to be honest, it doesn't. Do you know what? Not even for this podcast. It's for a totally different podcast. Crash, what you got to plug this week?
I've been told that I have to plug my own stuff. So YouTube, on my Xbox TV YouTube page, we do live streams there sometimes, and you can see my face there.
That works. That works, Crash. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What have I got to plug? Let's plug. I don't know. Let's plug my second YouTube channel, youtube.com/moremcfixer. Let me know what you want to see. I'm struggling. I'll be honest with you. I've been in a bit of a YouTube rut. at the moment. I really wanted to go hard on FIFA. I'm looking for an editor again, which is the hardest thing on God's given earth, because I'm just looking for someone who wants to build something and learn some longevity, but it's very challenging. Yeah, more youtube.com/moremcfixer. Let me know if you would like to just watch. I Get the Crew. I do a series on that. I just got Thief Simulator 2. Do I do a series on that? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. So let me know. Obviously, gameplay doesn't do well on YouTube. We all know that nowadays, unless you're one of the big boys. So I'm doing it strictly for the people who want to watch that type of content. So, yes. All right. Until next time, we will love you. We will leave you. We will see you all later. Good boys.